You ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Buyer's Remorse. I am Justin.
I'm Darren.
And today it's Darren's turn to talk about a game. What game did I pick for you?
Uganda Know de Way.
If that's even how it's pronounced. I suspect there must be some sort of pun in there, but I'm not getting it.
Well,
Like
yeah.
you can't know the way, or...
I've got a long story for you, Justin.
Oh my god, this may be the longest episode ever. How many pages of notes do you have?
I've got about 6 pages, maybe. Yeah.
Listeners, see, this is something you don't see, but for our other podcast, Filling in the Gaps, which is often an hour, I would say, or roughly an hour by the time we're done editing, he often comes in with notes of like 2 pages.
Or half a page.
Yeah, a post-it that one time. And today, how many pages?
I've got about 6, yeah, but I mean, not A4, maybe 3 pages of A4. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. So tell me about Uganda Know de Way.
All right, so you switch on the game, you're greeted with this little character who basically, to me, because I had no idea about this, it's a game based off of a meme.
Okay.
An internet meme, which I knew nothing about. And he's got a character and he looks like Knuckles from Sonic, but Knuckles if he'd been hit by a car.
What, so he's flat?
He's all like deformed, his eyes are in weird places. It's like someone's like just punched him so many times. He looks like he's been like 10 rounds of boxing with someone. And he's kind of like puffy and overweight. And yeah, I had no idea. It was just like, oh, he looks a lot like Knuckles. Okay. And it turns out it is Knuckles, but some guy's weird like animation of him.
So it is supposed to be Knuckles.
So you're presented with like 3 options. You got the options menu and you got 2 games. You got one called Jump or something like that and one called Frog.
Oh, so there are 2 modes to this
Yeah,
game.
oh yeah, double value for money.
Well,
So the Jump one is like one of those like endless stairs one or endless jumping ones where you got to bounce up the platform into the sky and get to the high kind of level. It's just a procedurally generated mess of you jump on like it looks like anime girls' heads. Some of them make you bounce higher, but that seems to be randomly generated as well because one time I jumped on this like I don't know what it was. It looked like a guy or a girl in a suit. Like a black tux, and I went quite high, but then when I jumped on her again later on, it only bounced me a little bit.
how many different, I guess, girls are there that we're jumping off of?
I think I only saw about 5 or 6. And then there's like little flying pigs that can eat you, and then if you touch them, you die.
Okay, so we're bouncing off of girls' heads.
Yeah.
To avoid the flying pigs.
And
to get
collect
to the
coins, and you can get like booster jetpacks, which kind of work and kind of don't. Like you get a jetpack and you're like flying, and sometimes you can fly right through the pigs. So it's like, oh, I'm immune at this point. But then you do it again, and it's game over, and you got to start from the beginning again. So I got to exactly 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
Oh, so there's no top, like you can get to the top.
If there is, I didn't get to it, that's for sure. Because after 3 minutes, I was bored. I hate those games. I hate those endless jumping games.
You say that like you've played a ton of them.
I've played a few of them on mobile, like just time-wasting games, like before I knew how to look for decent games on mobile, or like the old Flash games you would get on like internet, like those websites like Jay's Games and what's that other one called? The Armor Games. That's another one, Armor Games. I don't know if they're still running, but they should be. They were good fun. Anyway, so I got to 316 and then I was like, nah, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm done. This is stupid. And I'm getting really annoyed of the pigs make a noise like constantly and it's just like, oh God. So I hit escape and nothing happens. Mm-hmm. And I hit escape again and then I try a combination of things and then I realize, oh, you can't get to the menu from here. I have to like hard reset the game. So I got to exit out to Windows.
Are you sure?
Manually, I tried everything, man. Manually X the window, back into Steam, reload the game. Okay, now I can choose Frog. Mm-hmm. And so I get to...
Wait, what was the other one called?
Frog.
So the first one was Frog.
Oh, no, the first one was called Jump, I think.
Jump and okay.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know what it was, man. But I know the other one was called Frog because it was a rip-off of Frogger.
Okay. So it's a rip-off of Frogger, but what does it look like?
It looked pretty decent, actually. You know, I was pleasantly surprised. I actually played this one for quite...
Well, you pretty much have to. If you only spent 4 minutes on the other one, that leaves you a good 55 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'll let you know how I spent that time in a minute. So I get back in, and then I load up Frog. And it's basically like a 3D kind of Frogger. Right, and it's, again, procedurally generated. There's no end to it. And I know there's no end to it because, well, I cheated. And so you're going through the things. There's like, you're in a 3D map, but you're kind of not going true north. You know, you're at that angle. So it's like you don't know if right is to go forward or up is to go forward.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't. There's a name for that. That kind of angle.
Is it isometric?
Isometric, maybe. Yeah, it's isometric Frogger, which once you know what the controls are, they thankfully don't change. But there's like things you've got to grab, and they've got shadows. Like they're in the air.
Well, but you say 3D, so am I first person?
No. I mean like a fake, like how the old Fallout games were 3D. You know, it's isometric. There's 3D shapes, but it's not a first person thing. It's not. You're not seeing it in 3D. And so, so basically, you just got to get from one side of the map as far as you can, and you get 1 point for every jump you make in the right direction. And so, my first time, I got killed by everything. There's like arrows, fireballs, rolling spiky wheels. There's like snails that are like turbo powered, and then I found out that if you stand in the same place for long enough and don't do anything, then this like fog kind of catches up with you. Kind of like, I don't know, like the PUBG kind of controlling the map, making you get closer and closer together. So there's always this fog behind you that if it touches you, you die. And so you have to move constantly or die. You've got 3 lives, and it's very easy to lose them. Because there's even a point where you remember the old Frogger games where you jump on the lily pads. Yeah. The only way you could die in Frogger was if you went off the side of the map. Yeah.
There were all kinds of ways to die in Frogger.
I mean, like by idling. Like there was no fog. Yeah. There was no like thing pushing you forward in Frogger. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. But there was a time limit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
So it probably wasn't represented by that, but I'm pretty sure that there was a time limit in the original one. No, you could stay at the very bottom. You could stay at the middle level between the traffic and the river, but you couldn't. Anywhere else would be death almost instantly if you didn't move.
Insta-death. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's the same as that. But if you are the lily pad was really annoying because they've got
so they've got lily pads.
They've got logs and lily pads as well, but there's no cars as far as I can tell.
Wait, so you're only on a river?
It's like a field. And then there's quite a large river to cross, and then it depends whatever the RNG dictates, man. It's just a jumbled mess of garbage. There's chests that you can break along the way, but it takes you like 5 jumps on it. You got to jump on it like a ton, and then it breaks, and there's usually nothing inside it anyway.
And you are a frog.
No, you're this Knuckles, deformed Knuckles character that jumps like a frog. And makes, I don't know, this stupid noise every time you jump.
Like a ribbit noise? Or...
It's just like, I don't know, man. It's like a weird Mario jump noise.
Okay.
So yeah, if you stand on the lily pad and you're waiting for the next lily pad to come in so you can jump on it, but then if you spend like 3 seconds on a lily pad, you bloop, and you sink, you're dead. That's your life gone. Then comes the really fun part because it's isometric. You have no idea where you're going to spawn. You turn into like a little angel wing and you're immune. So you can kind of fly, but the river is too long for you to get across. And so now you've got to guess, where am I? Am I above the lily pad or am I above the water? Bloop. I was above the water. Okay, it's time to fly again. So you waste...
Is there not a shadow?
There's no shadow. And even the shadow, man, it's like the shadow
like doesn't... Gaming 101 now.
Yeah, the shadow doesn't even like kind of correlate to where that thing is in 3D space. It's stupid. It's really stupid.
Well, it's just like Peter Pan shadow. Like sometimes it runs away.
But yeah, it's so basically you. I got to about 19 minutes with this Frogger game.
Okay.
So I did pretty good. I said...
Wait, 19 minutes for one session?
This is me 19 minutes, and I had a stopwatch going because I didn't want to play this for any longer than exactly 60 minutes on the nose, because I knew by now I was like, Justin, I'm going to murder you. This game is absolute garbage. But yeah, so I got to 19 minutes and 37 seconds, and I got about as far as I'm willing to try with it.
Wait, but that was one game, or was that multiple tries at the...
Oh, no, that's me dying a lot and restarting. Oh, no, I kept on...
I was going to be pretty impressed if you kept going with this really awkward game for 20 minutes with one set of lives.
You're going to be really impressed when I tell you what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, at best, this game is a 20-minute game. Because I got bored by now, and it's like, yeah, this game has shown me all of its tricks. It's played its hand. It's not even a shitty Chivo fountain like the one that you played, the Boobs on Island or Boobs Battleground, whatever the name changes. The artist formerly known as Boobs on Island. This has like 50 achievements, and it has no cards. It's worthless, like literally worthless. It has nothing.
It's worthless to you because it doesn't have these cards and it doesn't have achievements. But
I mean, in the Steam,
you know how I don't care that much about them unless the achievement is something that I think is interesting to pull off.
But I mean, in the Steam community, there are people who buy bad games on purpose, like this, because they're riddled with achievements, like the one that you played. But this doesn't even have them.
Or to get the cards.
Yeah.
Like somebody else I know.
But yeah, so it's like, it has none of these. I don't know... This game is like weird. It serves no purpose on Steam.
Well, at the same time, I can't remember if we talked about it on the actual podcast or we talked about it afterwards, but you were mentioning that Boobs Island that we talked about my last episode was probably created just to give people achievements, and that's all it really was. Is there not a place for people who just try to make a game and put it out there? I mean, there's the whole RPG Maker side of Steam and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Do you not think that maybe this is just somebody who thought they had a game worth whatever they were charging for it? Is that not possible? Because if they didn't have achievements and they didn't have cards, they were just putting it out there to see what people would think, right?
The way that I see it, and I could be wrong, but they didn't put achievements because they're lazy. They didn't put cards because they're lazy.
Well,
and
this game sounds like maybe they don't know how.
And so instead of cashing in on achievements or cashing in on cards, they're just cashing in on a meme that isn't theirs to begin with. That's how I see it. They're just cashing in on...
Okay, you mentioned this to me before we recorded, but I have no idea what you're talking about. What meme is this? Because remember, I haven't seen it. So the only thing I know so far is that it's a weird Knuckles ripoff in a weird Frogger game or weird climbing game. I have no idea what's going on or what this meme is that you're talking about.
Right. So I'll have to get to that in a second because okay, let's just...
No, that's fine.
I'll take you through this, right? So, at about 21 minutes and 53 seconds...
Right, you've still got like close to 40 minutes to play this game. I do.
So basically, I duck out of the game just to check if this is a Chivo fight. And this is when I find out it doesn't have cards, doesn't have achievements. Mm-hmm. And then I go back in and I'm like, well, I got to play this game for another 40 minutes.
Yeah, let's not forget, I had to go through Cavern Escape for an hour.
Yeah, that would have been rough. So basically, I was like, okay, fuck it, let's explore. So I go exploring, and then I find off to the left-hand side of the map, there's a blue screen. Like, the map ends, and I can jump into the blue screen. And then
You're in the frog mode, right?
I'm in the frog mode still, because I wasn't going back. I never went back to play the jumping game, ever.
Okay.
Right? So I went out of the map, and then I bounced, like, imagine it, let's just call it west. I bounced west until the map disappeared east, and then I was just completely surrounded in blue. Mm-hmm. And then I just started pressing up. And then my score was just like, boing, 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 boing. Oh, okay. So I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
Listeners,
he's getting out his phone.
I'm getting my phone. I meant to send you this last night because this is what I did. I don't know if you can see this very well. Just you can kind of tell me what you see.
Okay, listeners, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing his laptop. In the center of the screen, it's really hard to see the weird Knuckles character, but I'm looking at it. On the left side of the screen, there's a heart with a 3. I guess that's how many lives you have.
My lives, yeah.
There's a pause symbol, so you must have paused to take this picture.
No, that pause symbol's always there. Can you see what's resting on my keyboard?
I can't see what's resting on your keyboard. What the heck is that? He's got a bottle of mouthwash that's just sitting on the keyboard. That's how you're playing.
The up key.
Just on the up key. But at this point, you only have 177 points.
Yeah.
Is it 1 point per jump?
Yes.
You've now done 177 jumps in the correct direction on an empty blue screen.
Yes. And so I'm not even touching the keyboard by this point.
Right.
So basically, I found the loophole, and then I started to exploit it. And, just tape down the up arrow key and just bounce your way to the high score charts.
Is there a high score chart?
No.
Well, that's a shame because you possibly could have had the world record.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
Actually, you
I probably do.
I don't know if anybody else would have played through this game long enough.
So 27 minutes and 9 seconds, I found the bug. 30 minutes and 20 seconds, I've got 1,000 points. My previous non-cheating best was 132. So
that still sounds pretty good.
So now I've got 1,000. I'm in big business. 36 minutes and 34 seconds. I've got 2,000 points.
Wait. So you didn't do anything. You just left it sit there?
I just let it sit there for 10 minutes.
Were you listening to music while you're doing this?
No. I was actually researching this meme. So that's what I'm going to talk about in a second. Okay. But yeah, so it's like I get to 36 minutes. You know, and I was actually watching the screen. I had my headphones in. I was listening to it going boink, 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 boink for 10 minutes of torture. And then that's when I started to think like, I could be doing something else, you know? I wrote, okay, sorry. That was a mess.
You say that, but I feel like a lot of times playing the games that we end up playing for Buyer's Remorse, we could be doing something else. That's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah, hopefully.
On the record, yeah.
But yeah, I felt, it's like, yeah, I got 2,000 points. I'm doing really good. I'm winning. But I felt like I was winning like Charlie Sheen, like at what price to my own dignity and own sanity as well. 38 minutes. That's when I decided to actually find out what this game is about. And so while that was on, I was on my phone and he bounced along the blue screen of infinity, and I went to the website Know Your Meme. So yeah, I was thinking, yeah, he looks like a deformed Knuckles. He actually is a deformed Knuckles. So some guy called Gregzilla back in 2016, made this character for a YouTube video, and they animated it. They did some songs and things, and I'm not exactly sure of the exact timeline of it, but it's only about 2 years old at this point. It's 2018, so it's about 2 years old. But what it led to was something really weird and dark. It's like I've actually been part of some racist meme I didn't know about because, there's a song at the beginning, and it's called Uganda Know de Way. Uganda's obviously in Africa. Song.
Is this something that Gregzilla did, or is it something that happened later?
This happened later. It's like he made this cutesy, weird, deformed Knuckles, and then someone found this weird kind of Ugandan action movie, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know the one in particular, but I've seen clips of other ones, and they're pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's probably this one. It was called Who Killed Captain Alex? And it was made, some people talk about a shoestring budget, it only got $1 million.
Oh no, these
yeah.
These movies, yeah.
This one was made, if your $100,000 movie is a shoestring budget, this is not even the eyelet in your shoe. This was made for $200, and it's all done by one person and a bunch of just like people off the streets. It looks great. I'd love to watch it, actually. This was like, playing this game made me discover this, and me and you both love movies, and, you know, this may be a terrible movie, but it's made by some guys with passion, you know? It's like, it's almost like American movie to me, but it's Ugandan movie, you know? I'd love to see this. That's a plug for American movie there. I love that. You don't like that as much as me, but I like that
Did
movie.
you ever end up watching
Coven?
Coven?
Oh, Coven. Yeah, not Coven. Coven. No, I didn't. I know they did release it, but I haven't watched it. I think that ruined my kind of fantasy dome about that whole movie, about the whole documentary. But yeah, so it's made for $200, and they love this meme because it's people, like foreign people, are going to their website and buying their DVDs, or they're getting them on sale on foreign markets now, and they spent $200 on it, and they're selling the DVD for $10 a copy or whatever it is. I don't know how much it is, but they're loving it. And then they've got like a Twitter page, they've got a Facebook page. Every time that meme gets used, they retweet it, you know, because they're all over it. But there's a darker side to it, and that's in another game called VR Chat. I had no idea what VR Chat is. It's like Second Life, I guess, like one of those like kind of games that you get an avatar and you run around and talk to people, I suppose.
Okay. I mean, just keeping in mind that neither of us have a VR headset, so...
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
So why
would we know about that? Yeah.
Very, very ignorant of the VR world.
Yeah. It's something I'd like to do. Like, there's a lot of neat games that look pretty interesting, but yeah. I'll wait for that to come down in price. It's way out of my budget. But yeah, so the VR Chat is a bunch of guys have the Knuckles avatar, and then they just role play and they talk with weird accents. They talk in like clicks, and you know, so a lot of people are like, you know, that's racist. You're making fun of someone else's culture. And a company that we discussed earlier, Razer, they posted like something about this meme, like, you know, Razer Know de Way, you know, and they didn't realize it was kind of, they had racist undertones either. They pulled the ad after they found out, like, whoops, sorry about that. We should maybe research things, like Darren did for even just a 50-cent game, and then distance himself from it. Because, yeah, it's basically a bunch of kids being racist, more or less, online. As I'm looking through this stuff, I check the clock. It's 55 minutes and 16 seconds, and I've got 5,000 points.
This is why you have so many notes, because you were using the hours to make notes. How many points? 5,000.
Mm-hmm. I ended up at the end of the 60 minutes. I ended up with something like 6,019. I think I took a screenshot.
Well, there you go, listeners. There's your goal to beat, I suppose.
That's it. Bring it on. I hope someone does beat it. But yeah, so that is Uganda Know de Way.
Great. So, what 3 tags would you give it?
Meme game, I suppose, if that's a tag.
Yeah, we can make it that.
Unknowingly racist.
Okay. Somehow I don't think that one would fit, but okay, go ahead. And
I mean, I suppose if we're actually gonna just give it a tag for the actual game itself, then cell phone platform port.
Oh gosh, no, that can't be a tag.
But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's would you call Frogger a platformer? I mean,
platformer, or I think that a lot of people refer to that as just like arcade.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Just play, if you do have this game and you want to check it out, play the Frog game at least, and just beat my high score, please.
If you do have this game, well, the question would be, how did you get this game? Because this was in your library. I didn't give this to you.
No, someone else did.
Someone else gave this to you.
Yes, and thank you. You know who you are. And you're probably listening to this. Here you go. I played it. There you go.
Your best friend in the world.
Yeah. He just gave me this code. He didn't even tell me what it was. He's like, oh, here's a present for you. He's like, oh, thanks. Okay. Well, I have no idea what this is, but I've got better things to play right now.
Would you play it again?
No! Oh man, it's spiked red. No, I would not play this again, ever. I'm deleting it, and I'm maybe going to delete it from my library.
And would you recommend this to people?
You know, I've recommended some trash before, just because it's trash and it's borderline art. This is neither and nothing. It's completely worthless. It's completely worthless. Sorry, developers.
Now, it's a bit odd because you didn't actually buy this game, but would you say, had you bought it, how much is it? Do you know how much it
I think it's about $1 or less.
Okay, so $1 or less. Would you have buyer's confirmation or buyer's remorse?
Definitely remorse, man. I would not. Yeah.
Somehow, I think
even for $1,
your friend listening to this now, though, has definite buyer's confirmation.
Yeah, he's just so happy that I had the worst time of my life.
And I don't think he probably ever expected you to have to play it for 60 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Hole in one for you. Thanks.
Buyer's remorse.